welcome back to the program. You're watching Morning Thailand with Phi and Golf. And of course, what we do today is recap for you the event that took place for 2013. For this particular break, it will involve monks. One of the biggest, I would say, the saddest news for the Thai people this year, and it marks one of the most revered Buddhist figures, is the passing away of the Supreme Patriarch, Somdet Phra Sankharat, who's actually we hold nears. We just celebrated his 100 years birthday anniversary for this year, and there was a lot of news that we reported in regards to that particular event. We reported about the Thai postal office that actually launched a set of stamps to celebrate his Supreme Patriarch. However, just later on in the year, we received bad news. On August the 10th of this year, just 10 days after we find the joy for the news of His Majesty the King left the hospital, the unfortunate event took place where His Supreme Patriarch, Somdet Phra Sankharat, passed away due to the infection in the blood. Of course, his Supreme Patriarch has been residing in the hospital for some times as well, and we have known about that for quite a while. His Supreme Patriarch was born on October the 3rd of October the 3rd of 1913. And His Supreme Patriarch was passed away. Just give you a correct date here. October the 24th, not August. August, that was another key figure for the Buddhist leaders as well. Now, for October the 3rd, we celebrated His Supreme Patriarch 100th year anniversary, birthday anniversary, and His Supreme Patriarch passed away on October the 24th of 2013, and that marks 100 years and 11 days of his Supreme Patriarch's life. He has been doing a lot of great works for the Buddhist, as right here in Thailand, and His Majesty the King has been paying a visit to His Supreme Patriarch quite often, and His Supreme Patriarch was one of the best counsel for His Majesty the King. So when the news hit, it was quite harsh for the royal family, just as much as the rest of the Buddhists right here in Thailand and in the global community as well, because there has been a lot of the religious leaders that sent out their condolences, as well as flew all the way to Thailand just to pay a visit. There's a lot of people who actually coming to the temple itself at the Wat Pawan Niwet Vihan temple.
And Thai people were in mourning.
Exactly, we were wearing black for the longest time. All right, and another religious leader, another loss was Somdet Gyeo, which is during the time when His Supreme Patriarch was actually residing in the hospital. Somdet Gyeo was actually the acting Supreme Patriarch, and the Somdet Gyeo actually passed away a little bit earlier on. Somdet Gyeo, or we also known him as Somdet Phra Puthachan. Somdet Gyeo was born on March the 3rd of 1928 and passed away on August the 10th of 2013. So just a little bit prior to the passing away of His Supreme Patriarch. Now, of course, Somdet Gyeo has been ordained since May the 1st of 1949. So this is one of the longest monks that has been in the monkhood as well, and Somdet Gyeo, or Somdet Phra Puthachan, has gained a lot of respect from a lot of people. As you can see, there was a lot of mourning during that time as well. it was hard for everyone as well as hard for the Supreme Patriarch who
Yes,
was actually
right.
in the hospital at the time as well.
Somdet Gil was the abbot of Sakate Temple in Pranakon area, and he was the second highest ranking senior monk in Buddhist circles there during the time. Now, moving on to on a lighter note here, it seems that during the year 2013, Thai people had been shocked by a lot of news involving famous monks. One ended his monkhood to marry a woman, and the other was found having a very lavish lifestyle. So of course, I'm talking about two monks, the Japanese monk Mitsuo Kavesugo. That's what I say, the Japanese monk, Pra Mitsuo Kavesugo. He's the former abbot of Suwanta Vanaram Forest Monastery in Kanchanaburi province, who had been respected for his spiritual practice, and he has quietly left the monkhood after 38 years. And the news has come as a shocking for many of his followers, most of whom did not expect the 61-year-old monk to leave the monkhood after serving Buddhism for almost 4 decades. But it turned out that he he fell in love with a Thai woman and decided to spend the rest of his life with her. The woman who revealed on her Facebook page that she is the person closest to former Pra Mitsuo, whose real name was Mitsuo Chibahachi, is Kun Suthirat Mutamara, the chairwoman of Q Medical Center Company. Kun Suthirat explained on her Facebook that she is revealing the photos there, to defend her dignity after she had been accused of drugging Mitsuo into having an affair with her and then blackmailing him into a relationship. She insisted that Mr. Mitsuo had love for her and said that Mitsuo himself would speak publicly about the matter. And later on, there was a picture of their marriage license signed in Japan, Mitsuo's hometown. And after a few months, Mitsuo and his wife had appeared on television programs here in Thailand, professing their affections for each other. The former monk, former abbot, said that he really has an affections for Kun Suthirat, and it did not happen. This particular feeling did not ever happen to him before. That's when he decided to leave the monkhood and live the life of normal people to start a relationship.
And I think we discussed that a lot because there's a lot of people, his followers, who just not really wasn't able to
They
cope.
couldn't accept, yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
We have to say the word cope because some of them was actually quite sad by the news and angry as well. But one of the things that we try to highlight is that at least he left the monkhood and he married legally. So everything that he has done has been accordingly. So at this point, I believe that he is still preaching and practice Buddhist. It just differently now with a woman by his side.
Yes, of course. However, with another scandalous monk here who seems to be not that
a global hit. I don't know which news has actually got more attention, this one or Luang Pu Nen Kam.
Yes, of course. Thai people were shocked once again after there was a video clips showing 3 monks riding in a private jet, wearing stylish aviator sunglasses and carrying a brand-named travel bag that had been spread on the internet. And that was the first picture that we got to know Luang Pu Nen Kam and his followers. It was later revealed that one of the monks there was Pra Virapol Suphon, or better known by Thai people as Luang Pu Nen Kam Chatiko. Later on, a photo of the 36-year-old high-profile monk sleeping with a person who looked like female was circulated on the Thai net sphere. Local media suggested that the monk has 8 wives and 2 children, and the news had led to the question of the source of his income and whether it is legal or not, and his inappropriate behavior. In the development into this particular case, Thai authority had investigated into the monk's asset as well, and they found 16 bank accounts belonging to him, which have more than 200 million baht in constant circulation. And that was when the AMLO, the Anti-Money Laundering Office, took part in this particular process here, and they had banned the monk and his associates from transferring any assets after the AMLO found several financial irregularities conducted through several of his projects. And the most controversial one of Lung Pu Nen Kam was the construction of the world's biggest replica image of the Emerald Buddha at his monastery in the province. Later on, evidence surfaced. This was the picture of the house of Lung Pu Nen Kam and his parents.
Yeah.
And you can see that the decorations and the furniture was very
lavish, I would
of course.
say.
And evidence surfaced that the monk has claimed that he need 2,500 million baht just to build the Emerald Buddha. But in fact, from the investigation, the Buddha statue was made of cheap material that cost only 30 million baht. And that was when people suspected that their money would be used for his personal gains. And at that time, Kun Virapol was in France when the scandal surfaced after leading a meditation retreat at a monastery near Provence. He's believed to have then fled to the United States, but until now, his whereabouts remain unknown, even though there was various arrest warrants issued against him. The warrant implicates him on 3 charges, including statutory rape, embezzlement, and online fraud to seek donations. And he's also under the investigation for money laundering, drug trafficking, and manslaughter for a hit-and-run accident. Well, we have witnessed that Virapol had got a lot of cases under his belt.
Right.
Not just the money laundering.
Inside his robe, I guess,
Yeah.
because obviously you're not going to wear a belt if you're a monk. And he's still at large. There was even at one point a rumor that he was actually fled in a helicopter from, while he was in Laos. It was just one of those incidents that not only Thai people were mesmerized by it, not in a good way, obviously, but the global community as well.
Yeah, right.
Right. It went on, the newspaper in England or in any other countries.
And what you just saw in the footage there was the kid who claimed that Virapol,
his child, apparently.
fathering.
Exactly. And that was like another case too where his brother said that it was him because they look alike.
It's a really long story.
Yeah, it was long. But I think we can wrap the program around it actually, but we're not going to do that. Just give you a recap of the funny incident that took place.
Yeah.
Now we're going to take another short break, but when we come back, once again, there has been quite a bit of a loss to the political sector as well as the entertainment sector and some scandalous murder that took place right here in Thailand for this year. So stay tuned.